Let's look at Monday. 11 games on, the beginning of week 22 in the NBA. Michael Bolton, are you ready to win?
Thanks, Josh. It's Michael Bolton here, and it's time for another episode of the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it, indeed.
You are Locked On Fantasy Basketball, your daily fantasy basketball podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome to the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast, brought to you by Basketball Monster. My name is Josh Lloyd, and if real estate agents can call themselves practitioners, well, I'm a podcast practitioner. I'm also the lead fantasy analyst practitioner at basketballmonster.com, and you can find me on Twitter, as always, at redrock_bball, on TikTok at redrock_bball, and on Instagram at Locked On Fantasy Basketball. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Get buckets with your first bet on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. That is $150. If your bet wins, go to FanDuel.com/LockedOn to get started. Thank you also for making Locked On Fantasy Basketball your first listen every day. We are free, and we are double banging on all platforms. So hit the thumb up, bell, subscribe. If you're here, congratulations, I love you. Hit the comments, do all that sort of stuff. Just that intro there. I've been watching this show, Lux Listings Sydney. And it's about real estate agents, right? Oh, yeah. As a practitioner, we get the best. A practitioner, my guy. You're a real estate agent. A practitioner. Come on. We're all practitioners of something, aren't we? You might be a practitioner of, real estate. Cool. Anyway, shout out to all the real estate practitioners watching this. Let's talk Monday. There are 11 games on. It might be streamable. It probably isn't. We are dealing as though it isn't a streamable day. But again, look at your own roster. Because that's what we're going to do. We're going to try and cater to as many people as possible. For many of you, you will not be able to stream in. But there might be little blokes who pop up and go, hey, I can actually use this guy. And he becomes much better than my 10th guy. He's my 7th best guy or something. And then the value does change in that scenario. So what are we looking at? It's going to be an annoying week. And it's going to get logarithmically more annoying as we go through. First game. It is your Charlotte Hornets and the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Hornets' injury reports are hard to find. They are hard to decipher, and we're trying to do it. Both of these teams have the stinker. That's what we're going to call this one, the stinker, the schedule. The 4 games, but all on the high volumes. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Sometimes that's the prime schedule. This week, it's the stinker. Charlotte and Cleveland have the same. LaMelo Ball, let's just go ahead and say that he's out, yeah. Bryce McGowan's, I'm pretty sure that now, I think they might have actually released their injury report, which is just always interesting when people do that. I think he's out. Cool, Bryce McGowan's out. Curry out, Martin out. JT Thor, I'm listing as questionable. I don't think there's been any, he's actually probable. Not that matters that much. Evan Mobley, I've got as doubtful. Now, Evan Mobley is playing on Sunday. I just don't think he's going to play the back-to-back, so that's why I'm putting him doubtful for Monday. I don't think that Max Strus or Dean Wade are going to be available to play on Monday, and Donovan Mitchell is going to be out on Monday as well. And it's against the Hornets. I don't think there's any reason for Mobley to be out there in a back-to-back after returning from the ankle sprain. So what's on my radar? Brandon Miller for Charlotte. He has been, I would say, pretty disappointing. And an honest appraisal of your roster. Will you even use Brandon Miller on any of these games this week? Will you maybe start him Monday and then not Wednesday, Friday, and then again on Sunday? And that makes that's not a hold. Right? You use him Monday, but you've got to look because he has not been very good. So we want to see if that improves and how that makes sense on your roster. Guys getting boosted. The Hornets are running an 8-man rotation. The injury report's not changing, so Pokusevski's getting 25 minutes. That is more of a deeper league scenario, but if you get 9, 5, and 3, 1 to 2 blocks, 1 to 2 triples, just getting little accumulation numbers, it's something worth paying attention to. While for the Cavs, my expectation is that Mobley and Wade are out on Monday. So Niang's minutes and value boosts back up, and we get maybe a little bit of something out of the minivan there. Boston and Atlanta. The load management legends, the Celtics, they're at it again. They play Monday this week, as we know, because this is about Monday. But then they have the elite Thursday, Saturday, or sub-elite Thursday, Saturday portion of the schedule. Only 3 games in total. The Hawks have the best schedule that's not New Orleans and Milwaukee. They go Monday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Saturday. Drew Holiday is out again. He is dealing with a legit injury to his shoulder. But now, after having 3 back-to-backs across a 14-day period, now Derek White's appearing on the injury report as questionable with a hand issue. Okay, cool. No worries. Porzingis and Jaylen Brown return. Xavier Tillman, the cashier, he is questionable. Trae Young's out. Jalen Johnson's out. And Onyeka Okongwu is out. That is terrible. Like, he is definitely not playing Wednesday then as well. But you might get Thursday, Saturday out of Okongwu. I just wish they would say he's out. So he came back from the toe injury, played 2 games and aggravated it. Someone pulled me up on that because I say re-aggravated is not the right word, and then I said it myself. You are correct to pull me up on that. He aggravated his toe injury. So I think that's a drop. I just don't know if he's going to play this week, even though they've got the good schedule at the end of the week. So he's out, Bufkin's out, Griffin's out. So for the Celtics, with Holiday out, with White maybe out, it's time to go Peyton Pritchard again. He'd be startable, I reckon, Monday, and then definitely Thursday, Saturday. For the Hawks, Clint Capella, he has been not playing very well. There is no Okongwu, but Fernando outplayed him last game. This is more watching what Capella does now, and you don't drop him because the schedule's so good, but how do we view him heading into next season? And then for guys getting boosted, obviously Peyton Pritchard, and then old mate Vic Krejci, 30-minute legend with everybody out. He's playing a lot. He doesn't do much, but sometimes just getting minutes is useful for some of you. The next game, cool. Stinker alert. It is Detroit. It's the Knicks. The Pistons don't even have the stinker of a schedule. They have the sub-stinker. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So only 3 games. That's the sub-stinker. The Knicks have the full stinker. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Jalen Duren is out on Sunday. I'm going to suggest that his back issue lingers through to Monday and maybe lingers a little bit further as Troy Weaver demands that James Wiseman starts, plays 30 minutes so he can justify paying him $40 million guaranteed in the offseason. Cade is sitting on Sunday. I think that Cade plays on Monday. He's sitting the back-to-back here with his knee. I don't think Cade goes through to the end of the season, as I don't think Duren goes through to the end of the season. I think Cade will start to sit soon, but I don't think it's just yet. I think he'll be back on Monday. Fontecchio's just been out for a long time with his toe problem. I'm going to go ahead and say he's probably not going to play. Probably not going to play on Monday. I say there's 0 chance that Grimes or Gibson plays either. Well, for the Knicks, we know that Anunoby's out. We know that Randall's out. We know that Robinson's out. You do not need to be rostering Randall. He's not going to play this week. I don't know when OG plays, so I don't think you need to hold him. And when Robinson comes back, he's going to be pretty limited. It's a bad schedule. I'm not sure you hold him either. What's on my radar for the Knicks? It's Isaiah Hartenstein, who is back with a vengeance. For the man that they told us they were limiting him all the way through to keep his minutes low so they get big in the playoffs. Well, that changed about 2 weeks ago, and he's back to putting up big numbers. That means that Precious Achiuwa is an absolute nothing at the moment. Who's getting boosted? Jim Wiseman is. He will probably start without Duren. We get another chance to have a look at that on Sunday. And I expect that he starts on Monday because I'm expecting Duren's out. And then, I don't know why, that's one of the worst spellings I've ever seen of Deuce McBride. What is wrong with me? I was rushing to get this up. But the big fella's playing 40 plus a night. And while Deuce McBride is out there playing those minutes, I saw someone, and I think it might have just been a fan account, but maybe it was, I don't know. Anyway, the account was called Trey McBride. You know, I'm gonna make Deuce McBride, Trey McBride. What's the fourth one? Quattro McBride. Saying he went from playing 0 minutes to playing 44 minutes. That is the Tibbs experience. It is. It's how stupid Tibbs is because he puts 40 minutes into his starters because, I don't trust the bench. And then when the bench has to play, we play them 48 minutes. Like, maybe Juice was good enough to be playing some minutes all along. Thomas? Maybe? Anyway, Juice, if he's playing 40, we roster him. It's like no-brainer. He's startable on these stinking days because he's getting 45 a night. We just don't know how long or if this is going to stick. We hope it does, but we don't know. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. It sure is. Get buckets with your first bet on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. That's $150 if your bet wins. You can bet on all of your favorite NBA players and NBA teams with quick bets, live same-game parlays, exclusive props, and more. Go to FanDuel.com/lockedon and shoot your shot. FanDuel is an official partner of the NBA. And don't forget to gamble responsibly. Voice dead. Next game, Brooklyn, Toronto. All right. Brooklyn has the stinker, Monday, Wednesday, Sunday. Toronto's got, this is even worse than the sub-stinker. This is a Monday, Wednesday, Sunday for Toronto. So all high volumes, and then there's a 3-day break in the middle of it. That's dreadful. Cam Johnson's out for his 50th injury of the season. This time it's a sprained toe. Sprained toes, 3 weeks left. He might be done. Dennis Smith out of nowhere is out. Keita Bates-Diop is out. And then Jonte Porter's out for personal reasons for Toronto. Emmanuel Quickley's out for personal reasons for Toronto. Rowan Barrett's out for personal reasons for Toronto. And DJ Carton has an ankle sprain, as well as Barnes and Pirtle being out. You can drop Johnson. You can drop Porter. You can probably drop Quickley, honestly. As good as he is, I don't know that he's back for Wednesday. And then you got that big gap until Sunday. Love him, but we got to make decisions here. Brooklyn, with the absence of basically every guard or shooter, you're going to see more Lon Walker. Now, Lonnie Walker is a guy that I just don't love as a player. He has these occasional flashes. Everyone talks him up. The old Dutch rudder, Danish backhand gets in full swing. And then the coaches go, yeah, but nah. But now there's no one. Who the hell is Dennis Schroeder's backup? There's Schroeder and Thomas, and that is it. So Walker's going to have to play more. And for Toronto, Dick is doing it. We are getting more out of Dick. 30 plus the last couple of games for Grady. And I think he's going to get 30 every night. But with everyone out, we're getting a little bit more load onto Dick. He is delivering marginally, but it's enough that I think we consider him. Now, would you start Dick Monday, Wednesday? Debatable. Look at your roster. I'm not sure, but he is playing better. So who's going to get boosted? I would say with Cam Johnson out, Dorian Finney-Smith gets that boost there. He's going to play 30. He's going to be a steal stream guy, maybe. And then for Toronto, yes, Ochai Agbaji is playing better. He's getting good defensive stats. Everybody's out, so he has to do a little bit more, and we're seeing that come through. And with no Jonte Porter there, he has to do something at some point. Next game, Phoenix and the Spurs. Some terrible schedules here as well. Phoenix has the sub stinker Monday, Wednesday, Friday. San Antonio has the full boat stinker Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Good thing though, no one's hurt. The only guy out is Damian Lee. That's it for now. Eric Gordon outplaying Royce O'Neal at the moment in a little bit of a hot streak. We consider that a marginal stream, but again, we don't love this schedule whatsoever. While for the Spurs, just keep an eye on Blake Wesley. Last game, Wesley played some pretty good minutes. Now, that was a huge blowout, so they went to their bench a lot, but I think Wesley might have a little bit more than Malaka Branham, who obviously is stinking at the moment, so there is an opportunity here for Blake. If we see something happen with Trey Jones, just keep an eye on Wesley. Guys getting boosted at the moment. We're getting a little bit of extra ball coming off the bench for Phoenix. And then, as I said, Blake Wesley's getting that nod over Malaka Branham. To take us into the next game? Let's take us into the next game. It is Portland and Houston. It is one of the nonsense games that we're going to be seeing. The Rockets have the easiest schedule I've ever seen. They're on a huge run at the moment. Jalen Green's doing everything, but they play every bad team. That's all they do. It's ridiculous, but they're taking advantage of it. Portland has the sub stinker Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Houston's got the full stinker Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. We did get the injury report update for Portland, and you'll be shocked to know that Jeremy Grant is doubtful again with his hamstring injury. DeAndre Ayton is listed questionable. I don't think he plays. Anthony Simons, I think that he is out, but they actually listed him questionable. Now, I don't know. Part of the player participation policy was supposed to be to protect against end of season foolishness. That's what part of it was, right? It was to sort of stop what goes on with fake injuries. Now, we thought that might be great for us in fantasy because our players play through it, and maybe that is the case. It also might lead to these scenarios where we just don't hear anything because they're saying, well, Simons isn't actually shut down. He's questionable every game. Ayton's questionable. It might lead to just a ton of uncertainty where guys aren't just shut down for 3 weeks, but they just keep getting these tags, like Jeremy Grant is doubtful. So I'm a little leery of that. Again, I have been told that I think it might be over for Simons. 25% chance that it's not, is what I was told. The questionable tag is interesting, but I'm also not going to read into that and go, well, the questionable tag means that he's definitely playing. I still don't think Simons is out there. Shaden Sharp is out. Maybe he returns, maybe he doesn't. Matisse Thybulle, let's see. Did we get actually an update on Thybulle or not? I don't know that he's questionable as well. Don't think he's going to play, but yeah, I don't think he's in there. Jabari Smith, there is some risk of a suspension. I think he'll be okay, but I'm going to put him questionable, and Cameron Whitmore is going to be out. For Portland, Chris Murray is doing a lot more at the moment, so we are interested in seeing that. But this is more going to be if Grant, if Ayton, if Simons are out. We looked a little bit to Chris. For Houston, we just have to watch Jalen Green because I know that there are people already that are getting convinced. Man, I've got to get Jalen next season. He's turned the corner. March stats can be garbage. The Rockets are playing the most garbage schedule I've ever seen. Now, he is playing well. He's shooting well. He's scoring unbelievably well. It's all over the shop, right? Green is putting up strong numbers, but I don't know how real it is. In fact, I don't think it's real. Scoot is getting the boost at the moment in Portland with the guys out, and I think Simons is going to be out. And then Amen Thompson continues to get that boost. Disappointing game from Amen last time out, but that will happen. He's still going to get that boost with no Şengün. Let's do the next one. It is the Washington Wizards and the Chicago Bulls. Injuries here, let's talk schedule. They both got the full stinker Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Tyus Jones has now been ruled out with his back sprain. I do think that he is very much droppable. Eugene Omoruyi, been dealing with this ankle problem. He is now officially out. Landry Shamet is out. Alex Caruso hurt his ankle last game, which he does every game. We don't have an official update. Oh, actually, we do. Sorry, he is probable, and Kobe White is probable. So I had Caruso maybe closer to questionable, but probable is a great sign. And Julian Phillips is out. But we also had another one where Jordan Poole now appeared on the injury report as questionable with an ankle sprain. Again, like I just said with Portland, this is my fear. We're going to get nonsense injury reporting where guys aren't officially ruled out continually. It's going to be ins and outs and ins and outs. And it's going to be incredibly frustrating for us as the NBA tried to solve a problem that wasn't really a problem by instituting things that make the situation worse. Unintended consequences. They do it all the time. We'll see. Rashawn Holmes we've got to watch because Marvin Bagley returns. Or did return, but Holmes was still good and Bagley was still good. Does Holmes keep starting over Bagley? What does the minute split look like? If Holmes is 27 tonight, that's at least usable. Scheduled not great, but it's usable. While for Chicago, we need to see Caruso. Are they going to keep his minutes in check to win the all-important play-in? How do they treat the fact that his foot falls off every game? Guys getting boosted. Kispert continues to get more run. He continues to do nothing apart from being a points and threes guy, but the opportunity's there. If Jordan Poole is out and Tyus Jones is out, then we are absolutely jumping on to Jared Butler. We have to. There's no other guard there. Odosuma continues to get the boost in Chicago with everyone out. That is not changing. The next one. Is this one interesting? It's annoying. I know that much. It's Memphis. It's Denver. Memphis has a weird schedule. Monday, Wednesday, bad. Then they don't play Thursday or Friday, but they do play on Saturday. So you get that low volume game for them at the end of the week, while Denver's got the full stinker Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Desmond Bane set out the last game to rest, even though it wasn't a back-to-back. It just happened to be against a terrible team. This is against a good team, so I'm going to say Bane is likely to play. We have zero idea about Luke Kennard's personal issue. We don't have any update on Vince Williams and his doubtful tag. I don't think he plays. Who knows? Marcus Smart, I'm guessing is out. Brandon Clark, I'm guessing is out. Lamar Stevens, questionable. Cool. Jokic missed the last game, resting against the Blazers. Does he rest again against Memphis? I feel pretty good that Jamal Murray's going to rest because his actually was an injury. He sprained his ankle. Mike Malone, the doctor said after it's fine, he just rolled his ankle. Yeah, Mike, that's great. For a bloke that's rolled it 3 times this year, that's great. And of course, he's missed one now already, and I think the headmaster misses again on Monday. It's against Memphis. I think they'll be okay not getting him out there. Zeke Naji's missed the last few with a back injury. Just watch if Jokic is out and Naji's out, then we are unbelievably rolling out DeAndre Jordan and probably Reggie Jackson. So we need to watch Bane because his last 2 games have been 0 and 24 minutes. The game before that was 37. So what the hell is real? I don't know. Let's maybe find out, hopefully. And then Reggie Jackson on Denver, he's going to get the big boost with my expectation that old mate, what's his name? Jamal Murray is going to be out. While the guy that keeps getting the boost off the bench for the Grizzlies is Jakey LaRavia. He can be very, very damaging in terms of the shooting, but the role at least feels relatively consistent. Today's episode is also brought to you by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is America's #1 fantasy sports app with over 3 million members. It's the easiest and most exciting way to play DFS as well. It's just you against the numbers. So pick more than or less than 2 to 6 player stat projections and you watch the winnings roll in. It's now demon time on PrizePicks as well. You can win up to 100 times your money with as little as 4 correct picks and you can turn $10 into the old 1,000. Demons and Goblins, they're the newest and most exciting way to play at PrizePicks. So look for the squares with the red demons or the green goblins on them and you get the different payouts. You can win up to 100 times your money with as little as 4 correct picks and those entries can be done super easy. Simple to do, fast to do, under 60 seconds. Take more time though, pay attention to what you're doing. But you can get them done super easily on the app. And go to prizepicks.com/LockedOnNBA. Use the code LockedOnNBA for a first deposit match up to $100. That is prizepicks.com/LockedOnNBA. The code is LockedOnNBA for a first deposit match up to $100. PrizePicks, pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Okay. Let's get on to the last remaining games. Dallas and Utah, another tanking team in here. That is the Utah Jazz. Of course, we haven't seen the Mavericks out here for a while because they only had the 2 games last week, and now they go Monday, but they play Tuesday. So they're on the low volume Tuesday and then Friday, Sunday. The Jazz have the full stinker Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Maxi Kleber is on the injury report for the Mavs, but PJ Washington isn't. He did seem to get hurt in the game on Thursday, but he's fine. He's not on the injury report. Josh Green remains out. I don't know what to do with Larry Markkinen or Jordan Clarkson. I don't think Clarkson plays. Markkinen, I think we're going to see on-off games for him, like half their schedule. So maybe you get Monday he plays, Friday he plays. It makes it really hard to roster him, especially with the unknown there. Chris Dunn, same as Jabari Smith, the chance of suspension, we've heard nothing. Maybe they're all right, I don't know. And then Omer Yurtseven missed the last game for the Jazz. He could have got some backup minutes, but we're going to get situations here where John Collins rests some of these games, and that's when you can possibly deploy Yurtseven. For Dallas, I want to see Derek Lively, because he played only like 16 minutes last game. 23 minutes of Lively, streamable in a lot of spots. 16, not. And I don't know what they're going to do with him. For the Jazz, they started, I can't believe this, they started old mate Johnny Juzang. Now, this man is not an NBA caliber player. But they started him over Bryce Sensabaugh. So I guess we've got to pay attention to see whether Johnny Juzang, whether he's going to be an option for us. In terms of guys getting boosted, I guess Dante Exum slightly getting the boost with Josh Green out. And Keontae George continues to get the boost. Yes, the shooting can be iffy for him, but I've got no concerns with him sitting games. Got no concerns with him getting volume or minutes. He remains to me a 12-team must-roster guy that you will start, I'm guessing, through all of those bad scheduled days. Philadelphia and Sacramento. This is a back-to-back for the Sixers. That game just finished, actually, against the Clippers. They have the full stinker Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. The Kings do Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Sunday, so there's a little bit of value there for Sacramento on Tuesday. Kyle Lowry did not play on Sunday, neither did Nick Batum. Now, at least they told us that Lowry wasn't going to play, and then after the game, Nick Batum told us, hey, yeah, I wasn't playing, what are you talking about? But no one told us. Thank you to the Sixers for having some of the worst injury reporting in the NBA. So both Lowry and Batum should be available to play on Monday. Not sure whether Toby Harris and his ankle will be all right. Like, he'd obviously just come back. Does he play the back-to-back? We'll see. Embiid's out, Melton's out, Covington's out. Trey Lyles is out for Sacramento. Fan of Pants, Kevin Huerter is out. And then there's Sasha Vezenkov, who still hasn't returned from that ankle problem. We will see whether he's there. Now, for Philadelphia, Paul Reed's what we want to watch because he was better this game. The production was there. We didn't get 30 minutes of Mo Bamba. So, again, it's frustrating. We never know when we're going to get dicked over completely. But we also, majority of the time, are getting solid games from Reed. So let's keep watching it. For the Kings, Keegan Murray was very, very good last game. He has not been doing that consistently. That's what we want to watch. So who's getting the boost? Well, Kyle Lowry will come back in. He will start. Buddy Hield, I'm guessing, will go back to the bench. And Lowry's been getting that solid enough boost. While for the Kings, we had that real terrible game from Keon Ellis, and then he went bananas. So keep an even keel. When you see a 2-point game in 22 minutes from Keon Ellis, you keep yourself sort of calm down. And then when you see him play 36 minutes and score whatever he did last game, which was an insane number, also people go, man, look at that, Keon. Oh, unbelievable. He's going to lead me to glory. Okay, if you dial it back one day, you'll have a complete different reaction. So that's a lot of the times with these players who aren't very good, who are put into larger roles. You'll get big games and you'll get excited and then you'll have stinkers. They don't have the level of floor, the level of consistency that good players usually do. And the last game involves a lot of back-to-backs. It's Indiana, it's the Clippers. Both of these teams play Sunday. The Pacers have the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, the sub-stinker. The Clippers do the full stinker, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. This is likely the return of Russell Westbrook. And PJ Tucker sat on Sunday, so he'll be back. I don't know if he'll be back. He might be back on Monday. They're both coming off a back-to-back here. Aaron Nesmith continues to get the minutes boost for the Pacers, while Terrence Mann, I guess, sort of gets a boost. Now, I talked about this earlier today on the Waiver Wire show, where there was a lot of people rushing to add Terrence Mann. I said, maybe just look at every little game that he's played all season before expecting big things out of him, and that clearly didn't work today. So maybe he's a boost, but also not really. And there's not a lot to really talk about there, I don't think, with that Clippers team. So let's go in now and talk about the schedule. I'm going to talk about the schedule not less. We're going to focus more on this week versus like what happens the week after, because there's just a million uncertainty things happening, and that's going to ramp up in an insane way over the next 5-6 days. So it's hard to plan that stuff out. So who's got a back-to-back Monday, Tuesday? 2 teams. Dallas, Sacramento. So your fringe Kings, Keon Ellis, great value. Maybe this is the value for PJ Washington, even though he's bad. Playing the schedule is where you try and get some advantage there. What about when we look across the next 4 days, so through to Thursday? The Hawks play 3 games in 4 nights, right? Now, we know that 2 of those days are high volume days, but a lot of this is going to be depending on who have you got available. Do you have someone that's struggling, someone that's injured? Do you have open spots? I'm just going to be focusing. We've talked at length. You know the schedules. You know that New Orleans and Milwaukee are the guys that you want. They are the low volume Kings this week, followed by Boston and Atlanta. These are the guys that you want after that. Otherwise, it's about like, look how your roster goes. Let's try and maximize some stuff, because sometimes someone like Atlanta, maybe a Kongwu's out, and then you get 25 minutes from Fernando, 3 games in 4 nights. Would he start on some of those days? Maybe not. Have a look. But there's some bad ones too. Miami, Minnesota, and Orlando. 1 game in the next 4 nights. A lot of fringe Miami guys. Caleb, Jaime, Duncan Robinson, who's out, Pat Mills, Jaden McDaniels in Minnesota. Like, is it worth holding them for 1 game in 4 nights when you might not even start them on the high volume days? Probably not. Let's look at the next 6 days. It's still Atlanta, 4 games in 6 nights, the only team that has it. And they've got the Thursday, Saturday low volumes too. And then Miami, Minnesota, and Toronto have 2 games in 6 nights. So before we get too excited about Dick, before we get too excited about Bruce Brown or Jordan Nwora, understand that they've got a bad schedule. It's also extra impetus to maybe consider moving on from Emmanuel quickly, considering he's not playing and their schedule's terrible. And then let's now look at, if you do have streaming slots for Monday, who can you look at? So on Monday for Yahoo Points Leagues, we've got Scoot Henderson, Deuce McBride, Bruce Brown, Jordan Nwora, GG Jackson, and maybe Tamani Kamara, although again, the Blazers continue to be an absolutely complete mess. For ESPN Points, a lot of the same names here. Scoot, Juice, Bruce, Peyton Pritchard, who's a pretty good streamer across the board, I think, Jordan Nwora, and Corey Kispert there as well. For category leagues, if you're looking for the points category, we do go to Scoot, we go to Corey Kispert. For threes, Sam Merrill and Davis Bertans are in spots to get some bulk threes. For rebounds, the big man stats, we go the big avocado, Andre Drummond. We go Nick Richards, who just remains available everywhere. For blocks, Mo Bamba. Paul Reed's obviously a good blocks guy too, and then Nick Richards can get you some blocks there. For guard stats and assists, I'm still riding into Scoot Henderson. You got Marcus Sasser. That's more dependent if Cade is out, but Sasser still got 28 minutes the game before where Cade played. And for steals, these are the 2 obvious ones. It's Deuce McBride, Keon Ellis, the best steals guys. Probably the best individual category stream guys available anywhere. Outside of maybe like a Jim Wiseman, who could have a real big one. Again, giggity. If you are looking at percentages for field goals, we've got Derek Lively and we've got Jim Wiseman there. And for free throws, Scooty and Jordan Nwora can help you in that one. And that does bring me to the end of the Waiver Wire Monday Look Ahead show. So go ahead, and if you are here on this show and you do like it, go hit the thumbs up, notification bell, subscribe, and leave your comments down below. Guys, we are done here. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. See ya.